Welcome to Cooking with Grace and Matt. Today we're going to be doing a variation on the Cacio E Pepe with a butter sauce. Going to start off with a cup of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of Semolina flour. I'm going to get in there, do a little bit of mixing. Want to make sure that it's nice and mixed in there. We forgot the salt though, so got Grace putting that salt back in there. Want to make this nice little dome shape. Perfect, look at that. And 3 eggs, there's 1, number 2, and 3. And get a little bit of mix going there. Make sure those eggs are scrambled. Gonna start folding in my flour here, making a mess. Gonna have Grace come in, do some work on it, make it look nice there. Wash my hands. And we're gonna do this for 10 minutes. You know, you wanna get that dough nice and tight. You wanna have almost like a putty type feel. When you press down on it, your finger should bounce back off. So getting back in there, doing some little work. Tried throwing it there, didn't really work out. And you can see here now, we've been doing this for 10 minutes. I have this nice firm looking dough ball here, push down, you see the fingerprint pop back a little bit. We are good to go. So we're gonna wrap this in some saran wrap here. And we're gonna throw this off to the side for 30 minutes. Make sure it's nice and tight in there. Let it settle there. And we will be back. All right, so 30 minutes has passed and now it is time to turn this into pasta. I'm going to get a nice floured surface here. Gonna cut this into 2 pieces. Makes it a little bit easier to roll. I'm gonna make sure our rolling pin is nice and floured, and we're just gonna start going away at this. After a little while, we're gonna fold it a few times, get back in there, fold it a few more times as well. Again, using a good amount of flour. And that gets pretty tiring, so I'm gonna step in here, do a little bit on my side. And you wanna get this nice and long, nice and thin. And you are gonna get tired doing this because this is some really tough dough. It's gonna be some nice chewy pasta. You got Grace going at it here. Gonna come back in, check to see if it's thin enough. Answer is no. Back in there. And look at that, you should see the hand right through it. That's how you know it's good. So now we're gonna fold this twice here. And we're gonna go get a knife and we're just gonna go to town cutting here. Getting these nice 1/4-inch thick pieces all the way through to the end, and then a little bit of unfolding. Get a little bit of flour on there so it doesn't stick together. And do that fancy little ball thing, put it in the corner. And now for the second one, we were a little extra with this. Okay, enough of that. Alright, so there's the second ball of pasta. Now for the sauce, we're going to be using some really nice European butter here. A little bit more expensive than the generic stuff at the store. Some real parmigiano reggiano cheese, some salt, and some pepper. Look at that, the real stuff there. Gonna grate this with the finest grater that we have. Gonna take a little cheese break here. Cheers. Get back to grating that there. Want to make sure we use about all this here. And now we're going to start boiling some water. That is water, that is fire, and that is salt. Gonna come back and check on this. See that she is boiling, and we are good to put our pasta in. So we're gonna do both balls here because honestly we were quite hungry. And want to make sure that we give this a nice mix. Don't want our pasta to get stuck together. Gonna come back in here, check. Every once in a while, there's only 2 minutes here until the pasta is ready. And gonna move this off of the fire here, and gonna move my other pot here. And this is where we're gonna start making our sauce. So we're gonna scoop out the pasta here with our tongs. Make sure we get every single last drop of pasta. And now the butter. That's 3 tablespoons of butter. And we're then going to get 1/3 of a cup of the pasta-soaked water. That's going to help create a kind of saucy texture with all of the butter that we put in there. Going to mix that up here a little bit, make sure that butter gets nice and melted. Going to add our cheese, about 1 ounce. Going to add some salt, and we're going to add some pepper. Mix all of it together. Takes about 2 minutes here to mix it all. But when it's done, she looks beautiful. And now, of course, the most important part is bringing it over and getting this beautiful shot of us placing down the pasta. And obviously, before we can eat it, we have to put it in bowls. That's about a good amount for one person, right? A little bit more. And it was delicious. So this was our variation of a Cacio E Pepe with a butter sauce, brought to you by Grace and Matt.